Hi guys, and welcome back to Macaroon. In this video, I'll show you a couple of craft hacks combined with full-length tutorials. This is going to be a two-part video because some of these DIYs ended up taking longer than expected, so make sure that you're subscribed to Macaroon if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss out on the second part, which is coming out in a few days' time. And of course, you can still get my rose gold koala t-shirt from my crowd-made shop, which I've linked down below. This is a limited edition rose gold foil print and it looks so pretty, and it's only being sold for the next 4 weeks, so be sure to get one before it's gone. Here's a close-up so you can see how pink and shiny it is. So in this video, we're going to make some tasty dessert-inspired DIYs. The first one is a paper clay ice cream cone, which you can also use as a ring holder, and the second one is a super cute plushy pin cushion. To make the ice cream, you'll need a potato or carrot, some air-dry paper clay, acrylic paint, and toothpicks. You're probably wondering what on earth potatoes have to do with DIYs, which is where the first hack comes in. Hard vegetables are great for making texture stamps to use on clay. They're easy to find and extremely cheap, especially since you only need a tiny piece and the rest of it can still be used for cooking. I'm going to demonstrate using a potato, but any vegetable with a similar texture, such as a carrot, will work just as well. Start by cutting a small slice about 5 mm in width. Then cut it into strips, almost like you're making French fries. The goal is to get a piece that has a perfectly square cross-section. You might need a few tries, but you'll end up with a piece that looks something like this. All the remaining pieces can be used for cooking, so there's almost no wastage with this method. Now take your paper clay, and I'm using the Banggood paper clay, which I've linked down below. This one is really good value for money, and the packaging keeps the clay soft for many months. Take a small piece and use acrylic paints to make a brown wafer color. Of course, you can also make this DIY using polymer clay, in which case you should use colored clay instead of paint and follow the correct baking instructions. However, if possible, I would recommend using paper clay for this because it's much easier to create an ice cream texture, which you'll see later on. Now make a small ball and press it flat. I'm using a plastic folder, but you can use anything with a smooth surface, such as a book cover or the side of a box. The shape doesn't have to be perfectly round. In fact, the ice cream cone will look more realistic if the edges are slightly irregular. Take your potato stamp and start pressing out rows of squares to create a wafer texture. Try to work quickly as the clay might start to dry up, making it a bit harder to stamp. If you find that the edges of the potato start losing their sharpness, then just cut a slice away from the top and it should be as good as new. Once you've completed your ice cream wafer, take some scissors and cut it in half straight down the middle. Don't do what I actually did in the video here, which is cut a chunk out of the side first. I wasn't sure how much I needed, so I ended up messing up the one side, but I realized that if you just cut it straight down the middle, then you can actually make 2 ice cream cones using both halves. Now roll each piece into a cone shape, taking care not to squash the texture you just made. Press the edges together gently and leave it upside down to dry. Now take a second piece of paper clay and add some paint to create your ice cream color. I'm going to make a vanilla raspberry ripple flavor, but I think mint chocolate chip or pink strawberry would also look really cute. This paper clay actually comes in many pastel colors which look great for ice cream or macarons, so you can always get one of those as well to save time. Form the clay into a ball and use a toothpick to drag the surface downwards, creating a grainy texture. As you can see, this clay looks incredibly realistic as ice cream, and all I'm doing here is just exposing the natural consistency. If you use a different brand of clay, then you might have to work a bit longer on the texture and create everything by hand using a needle tool. The trick here is not to overwork the clay and try to keep everything looking slightly rough and asymmetrical. Once you're happy with the shape, place the ice cream cone on top. You can help attach them together by adding an extra piece of clay on the ice cream so it sticks inside the cone. Then add some finishing touches using a toothpick. Now I'm going to create the raspberry sauce design. I'm using 2 slightly different shades of red acrylic paint and diluting this with lots of water. Before you start painting, it's best to do a test run using some scrap clay just to make sure that everything is the right color and consistency. I found it was easier to apply the paint using a toothpick since I could drag and blend the pigments across the uneven surface. The water gives it a translucent effect, which makes this look surprisingly realistic. As a finishing touch, which is completely optional, you can use pastel dust to create more shading on the ice cream cone. Simply take a few different shades of brown and scrape off some powder using scissors. Then apply this using a dry paintbrush. You don't need any water or glue for this. The pigment sticks very well to paper clay, especially if it's still a tiny bit soft. For best results, use a light brown color inside the waffle squares and a dark brown along the edges and the tip of the cone. If you want to, then you can always glaze the final piece as well. I was pleasantly surprised at how realistic this turned out, and it was a very easy DIY to make. Remember that the type of paper clay makes a huge difference, so if you have any problems creating the ice cream texture, then just try a different brand. This makes such a cute gift or a fun piece of room decor, especially if you make several at once. The tip of the cone is a great place to keep your ring safe. As you might have noticed, I don't always wear my engagement or wedding rings, especially when making videos, since I don't want them getting covered with paint or slime. As a result, I always take them off in random places and I've nearly lost the ring several times. So I'm definitely going to be using this to keep my jewelry in one place in future. For the next DIY, we're going to make a cupcake or ice cream pincushion. This one includes 2 money-saving hacks on finding cheap fabric and how to make Deco without using store-bought cream. To get started, you'll need some fluffy socks, needle and thread, a small container or cupcake case, stuffing or cotton wool, a piping tip, and some paper clay. If you've been watching my channel since the beginning, then you probably won't consider the first hack a hack since I use it all the time. But I actually get comments surprisingly often from viewers who say that their parents refuse to buy socks which are going to be cut up in a DIY. So this is a reminder that using socks for crafting is actually one of the best budget DIY hacks there is, since these are far cheaper than any fabric that you could possibly buy. These type of fluffy socks, which are normally sold in discount stores, only cost a few dollars and give you enough fabric to make several plushies, or in this case, multiple cupcakes. Start by cutting out a circle about the size of a hamburger patty. Experienced sock plush crafters watching this will probably already know that I'm going to be using the same technique for making an arm or a tail. If you're completely new to making plushies, then this is a great DIY to help you get started with sewing. Take some needle and thread and sew a running stitch all around the edge of the fabric. This is the most basic stitch, and when you pull on the thread, it should start to close the edges like a drawstring. Next, take a good handful of stuffing. The sock fabric is incredibly stretchy and you can actually fit a lot more inside than you might think. Push the stuffing with one hand while pulling the thread with the other. The fabric edges will start to close, making it easier to push more stuffing inside. Once you have the ball, hold the opening shut and crisscross some stitches to seal everything together. To make a knot, pull the needle through until the thread forms a loop like this. Then pass the needle through the loop and then pull it tight. Now apply some glue inside a small container and stick this into place. The one I'm using here is actually from the IKEA Cupcake dollhouse set. I'm actually going to leave this to dry upside down because the weight of the ceramic will help hold the fabric and glue together. For the next hack, I'll show you how to make some budget Deco. For those who haven't heard of it before, Deco is basically fake whipped cream that come in tubes like this. These are great fun to work with, but usually quite expensive, and once you open it, the cream will dry up fairly quickly, making it less useful for small projects. For DIYs where I just need a tiny bit of cream, I prefer using this method, which only requires white paper clay and a piping tip. Simply take the clay and push it through the nozzle using your fingers. The clay won't go through completely evenly since each time you push it creates a small air pocket. However, just keep going and try to get a section that's as smooth as possible. Then carefully detach the clay and twist one section into a whipped cream peak. You have to be careful not to squash the texture of the clay and handle it very gently using a toothpick to adjust any details. Let this dry for a bit and then stick it into place using craft glue. The used piping tips are actually very easy to clean. Just soak them in water overnight and any paper clay should be completely dissolved by the next day. For the final step, you can decorate it using anything you have at home, such as beads, sprinkles, or glitter. I'm going to try this Deco sauce since I've never actually made anything using the strawberry version before. This looks kind of pale inside the tube, but it's supposed to dry in a much darker strawberry color. Be sure to draw a few practice lines before squeezing it onto your final piece. When squeezing out the sauce, try to cover everything using one line and don't attempt to go over the same area twice. Even if your line doesn't look perfect, resist the urge to add more sauce over it because that usually makes things worse. You can, however, use a toothpick to carefully nudge the sauce so the edges look more even. As a finishing touch, I'm going to use these pins, which remind me a bit of sprinkles. Since this is going to be a pincushion, I think it's a pretty cute detail. Simply stick these all over your cupcake in a nice pattern, and remember to keep this DIY away from small children and pets. You can use the rest of this pincushion to keep your sewing needles or felting needles organized. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to keep an eye out for the second part, which is coming out in a few days. Don't forget to check out my pink koala t-shirt, which is linked down below, and follow me on Instagram under my username Macaroon. I'm Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!